Welcome, my name is Zachary, and today we're going to talk about how to regulate your emotions and build emotional intelligence. Now, I just made this video, but it didn't work, so I'm going to have to do it again, but I am excited because this is such an important area to focus on, and it's one that's highly undervalued. Have you ever had a time when you were feeling something and it threw off your day and it led you to do something that you didn't want to do? Or perhaps you distracted yourself or reacted to a situation, or you have a dream that you want to build and you haven't started because you're afraid, and every time you try and do it, you feel all this fear. So we have to learn how to build emotional intelligence to healthily manage those situations and continue to move forward while also embracing our emotional body, because our emotional body is very interlinked with our mental body. Everything with our being is interconnected. Our physical being, our spiritual, our mental, and our emotional are all in a synergized unit. Make sure that you apply everything that I'm sharing with you and stay to the end of the video because everything works together and is interlinked. Right, so the first piece is finding a balance between two things. So the first thing is we want to allow ourselves to feel our emotions. We want to be aware of our emotions. We want to embrace the fact that we are feeling, but we also want to at the same time learn to do what I call pure observation, which is allowing yourself to watch and to feel, but without reacting. Because this is really the key distinguishing factor, is learning how to respond to life more and more. Learning how to respond to our internal system, respond to feeling. And there's a clear distinction between responding and reacting. I can think of times that I reacted. I was feeling so much, maybe last week even, and oh my gosh, I'm feeling this and that. But the thing with feelings is they pass. They're like waves. When we think of the word emotion, I always think of energetic motion. It's like all of these different waves are happening so that we can feel all these different things and we can experience different things internally. But they pass. They're not steady. They will just keep changing, just like the mental realms, because of the law of impermanence. And this law is constantly interacting with all of the different realms. That's why it's a law in this universe. So allow yourself to feel, but also practice observing the feelings. And that distinction of not necessarily just reacting to every feeling that you're having is so important, because as much as I value feelings so much, I find myself to be a very emotional man. I also value understanding that not every single feeling is going to serve us at every single moment, that sometimes we do have to learn to let the waters pass, let it pass through us, and we can do this by learning to observe. And as we learn to observe, we want to do the next thing, which is begin to understand what your needs are as a human being and as an individual. When we think about needs, we have, of course, our core foundational needs as a human being and as a being here on the planet, such as shelter, water, food, even love, we could say, is a need for a human. But then you as an individual also have your own personal needs, and it's super important to become very aware of what those are. And that's where this journey of know thyself really comes in. As you become more aware of what your needs are, you can learn to honor yourself more and more, and you can learn to really build your life around these core foundational needs. Now, when we think of needs, what do we mean by that? It's going to vary from person to person. So it can be ranging from spontaneity, it can be ranging from freedom, security, comfort, intellectual stimulation, emotional transformation, stability, structure, emotional depth, loyalty. The list goes on, and I'm going to make another video about this because it's so important. And it's so important because needs are at the roots. They're beneath the wants. Sometimes we think that we need what we want, but we just want it. The needs are actually the driving force of our experience, and they are intimately linked up with emotions. And when your needs are being denied, and you're not allowing yourself to simply either embrace your needs, either by not being aware of what they are or just simple self-rejection, the feeling in the emotional body even takes over more, and you're feeling all these different things more and more. A helpful modality to check out needs is astrology. I'll leave a link below to check out your natal chart. If you look at your moon, where your moon was, and then do some basic research, you can find out what some of your core needs are by studying that. The next thing is what I call the 2-minute practice, which is if you're feeling a lot. Now, again, I feel this a lot in myself. It's almost like a fire sometimes emotionally, and my body's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling all these things. The 2-minute rule is to settle yourself, or to wait a moment, allow yourself to feel before you react. Because again, it's in those moments that you can react and become very loud, or etc., or just say something you don't want to say. So it is about learning to know that that's going to pass, settle yourself, ground yourself, and then from there, you can respond to the situation. So much of this comes back to this dance between honoring what you're feeling, but also knowing that it's going to pass. Learning to go forward, but also learning to sit in the feelings. Really this unique yin and yang dance. The final thing is become aware of the triggers. So all of us have experienced trauma in our lifetimes, and the body and emotions are great indicators of what triggers are, because it's that experience of when the body gets really, like it's like the energy picks up. Become aware of what that is and ask yourself, when did this come from? Where did this come from? Why is this happening? What have I been taught? What happened in my past? What am I thinking about myself? Because the mental realms have a direct relationship with the emotional realms. And if we don't give ourselves a chance to understand these different layers and look back into the past and ask that question, but also understand, well, what do I believe about myself or about life that's just simply not serving me anymore? What needs to upgrade? Take some time practicing everything that I shared with you today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'd be happy to give you feedback in the comments, or give you further indication of what to study or what to look into. And please, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe to the channel. My name is Zachary, and I'll see you guys soon.